Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Right On Radio. Today we have Elias all the way across the world from Finland. Really cool, exciting episode. Different. So he's here to talk today about what's happening in Finland, his musical background, what's going on with the music scene there. Because I have no idea. It's a completely different side of the world, so it should be really cool to see what insights he has to offer, and we can learn a little bit more about the Finland scene there. I don't know. That's really about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for having me.
yeah, yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm really excited. I'm a bit nervous.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm a little bit nervous every time too, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's fair. So you said you went and saw some bands last night, you were telling me?
Yeah, there was a festival here called Sunti Fest. It's a local festival and there was a mixture of different genres and yeah, it was super cool and it was free which is pretty special. So, why not go just to see some new artists?
Yeah, exactly. And then you were mentioning that your friends run the festival?
Yeah, they do. And it's it's a proud feeling, seeing them organize something and there's actually quite a lot of people and stuff. So yeah, it's great to see.
Nice. That's really cool. Are you involved in like any way with it, or are you just watching the bands?
Mm, Not this year. Last year I was performing and then also they were, if something went wrong, they were like, okay, you now go get this power cable from here. I was just kind of helping because everything was uh, it was a bit messy because it's a DIY festival, so I was just happy to be there, but I
Yeah,
did some work, I guess, but not officially.
yeah, that's pretty cool. It's just the first year that they've organized the festival, or has it happened before?
Yeah, last year I think was the first kind of bigger one where they did like advertisement, and before that it was more of like just a festival for the friend group. But now there's a lot of people um, who are just coming to see the bands, and not associated with the organizers. So that's actually really cool.
Yeah, nice. Pretty big crowds, or
Well, yeah, on some stages, in like the center of the town, there was quite a lot of people, and then there were like side stages in bars and stuff like that for a smaller crowd.
nice. That's pretty cool. Um, so Alias is a drummer. So you started drumming around 6 years old, you mentioned?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. What made you want to start drumming at like such a young age?
Well, when I was like, ever since I was a baby, I just started drumming along to things with hands and just hitting toys to the beat of the music. And I guess my parents noticed that there could be something going on here. And I just really loved, singing along to songs as a kid and stuff like that. So I had a passion for it, and they thankfully got me some lessons because, as a kid, you don't even like you don't realize all of the things that you can do. So I'm grateful for them just putting me in there, like, okay, you're getting drum lessons now, and
Yeah, yeah.
thankfully it worked out, and they haven't been like pressuring or anything. So it was just a great coincidence that that's what kind of stuck with me right away.
Yeah, nice. You got like some breathing room to kind of find your own way with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice of them. Did they get you your first drum set?
Yeah, it was like some electronic kit when I was small. Actually, no, before that, it was some really cheap like toy kit, and it was like one of those three-piece like for kids stuff like that with the plastic sticks, and I remember that. Yeah, that was fun.
That's really cool. Is it a big drum set? Like,
No, well,
sorry, go
uh,
ahead.
yeah, well, the first kits they weren't big, but that's actually something that has stayed with me. I don't like big drum kits. I like to keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Nice. Keep
Yeah.
it, yeah. Just like a 4-piece or 5-piece, something like that.
Yeah, I usually have a 4-piece.
Yeah. And you had an electric kit before. Do you have an acoustic kit now?
Yeah, I have an acoustic kit at my parents' place, but when I'm at my house in the apartment building, I don't have a drum set, so I just practice at the school because you don't wanna bother the neighbors.
No, for sure. So, you've been in a few bands, hey, growing up?
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you want to talk about those bands?
yeah, for sure. So how it started was I was in a like an extra curricular class in school for music, and one guitarist in there just grabbed me by the shoulder and was like, "Hey, we're gonna start a band now." And he was older. I was a little intimidated, but I was like, "Okay, I guess that's what I'm doing now." But luckily, we had the same taste in music. We played all of the stuff that 12-year-old kids play, or 10, whatever it was, Seven Nation Army, Smells Like Teen Spirit, stuff like that. And then it started evolving into a more heavier sound, and we found a bass player. The band was called Killsphere, and it might seem pretty brutal, but we were just like small small kids, and I don't even know where the guitarist got the name, and it must be ripped from something else. But
That's a pretty cool name.
yeah, it's a cool name. I'm surprised he came up with that. So shout out to him. But yeah, so a little bit of a fast forward. At this point, I'm like 14 or 15. We've played quite many shows, like locally, and then the band kind of lost interest. So me and the guitarist started another band that was more like classic rock,
Okay.
and that lasted for about a year or something, and that was really fun because we were a bit older than just small kids, so we actually kind of got somewhere with it, and we played first shows in like the capital, and not just locally. So that was definitely a new experience. And after we all moved into different schools and stuff, it fell out like those things do usually, when you're young. So yeah, that's kind of the band history. So yeah, a lot of heavy music and hard rock and stuff like that.
Yeah, you were mentioning like White Stripes and Nirvana and those kind of bands. That's normal for Finland to
Yeah, well, there's a lot of pretty heavy bands like Children of Bodom, and what else? Well, Nightwish is pretty known band from Finland. So after the Nirvana phase and stuff, when we were 12, it kind of moved into something like Gojira, and what else did we play?
I love Gojira.
Yeah, more into the groove metal side as well.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think metal is a pretty common thing to play here, so people aren't really maybe as conservative about it as in other places.
Yeah, interesting. These bands, so you've played, so you're in Finland, but where exactly in Finland are you?
I'm from the central Finland,
Sim-
right in the middle. So yeah, it's about 500 kilometers. So I don't know what sorry, I'm getting tied up. I don't know what the mileage is, but is it like 600 miles, something like that? But anyway, pretty in the middle of nowhere. There's just a lot of fields. My hometown holds 3,000 people, so
Oh wow, that's
pretty
not a
small.
lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody probably knows each other then.
Yeah, I think that's why we got like so many shows, because there was nothing else going on. So
Yeah,
but it felt good as a kid. Like, oh my God, people are coming to watch you. But yeah,
Yeah.
there is not much going on.
Yeah. Everybody's a friend, so it's thriving, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So you played a lot of shows, you were saying, just around where you live, or have you guys like traveled a little bit to shows?
Yeah, at first it was more just locally, and then we started getting a few shows, um, like as I said, in Helsinki and Tampere, which is another big city in Finland. So got to experience those things. It teaches you a lot as a kid. Going to play a show that's not organized by someone because you have to have a different sort of attitude, and we were taught to be respectful of the organizers, how fast you need to load in the stuff, and all the basic things that I think have helped me later in life. So playing the shows far from home definitely helped as a kid.
Awesome. So yeah, you have to abide by their rules, not your rules.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's fun, but it's a little more like restricted fun in a way.
Yeah, you can't do 5 encores if you want.
Yeah, exactly. Where's your favorite place you've played, would you say?
Um, I'd maybe say in Helsinki, it's a bar called Bar Loose, and it's this pretty traditional rock bar, just what you would expect, small and sweaty.
Yeah, for sure. That's pretty cool. Um, have you guys recorded any music? Do you have any originals recorded or anything?
Yeah, we did a few demos on SoundCloud, and if it's still up, I can link it to you, but I
Sure.
don't know if it's still up. And yeah, there was not that many opportunities to record, but we did some small stuff, and um, the friend who I was playing with, the guitarist, his dad is a music teacher, so he helped us with the recording, and that's when you discover stuff like playing to a metronome, and uh, all the studio stuff. So
The more
yeah, I
technical side of
just
music.
yeah,
Yeah,
I learned a lot from that, and everybody should record at some point, definitely.
yeah. It's always nice to have that person there to help you.
Yeah, not everybody has it, so I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. Are you still in these bands, or are you just kind of doing your own thing right now?
So those bands, when we moved out, they haven't been active since. They've gone into other bands, and I have been doing more of a freelancer type thing, so studying and doing gigs for other people. So yeah, that's kind of the different paths we went on.
Yeah. That's awesome though. You're still involved with the music scene and still have an interest in music, so that's great.
Yeah.
Uh, you mentioned you played in an orchestra in school, the local orchestra.
Yeah,
What was that
that,
like?
that was the first show I ever played. Was a few days after my first drum lesson, and that's an interesting story. Uh, I got my first drum lesson, and I was surprised because it wasn't a drum kit, but there were these big kettle drums. So the teacher was like, "Okay, here are the notations. There's only 2 drums. See if you can count along." And then I played. It must have been something like really simple, just with the 2 kettle drums. And um, he was like, "Okay, we have a show coming up." So that's how many people were in the orchestra. I was like 6 years old.
Oh,
So um, you might think that's kind of wild, to put a kid on a show a few days after the first
oh, you cut
lesson.
out. Sorry, I
And
can't hear you. Don't
okay,
know
can
what's
you
going
hear me
on.
now? Can
Give me
you
one
hear
sec.
me? Okay.
Working now? There we go. I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Drink break.
Okay. So, now thinking back at it, I don't know if I would have let myself play that first show, and it went as bad as I would expect because I come to the concert and I have the notation in front of me and I start playing the song and I'm like, this doesn't feel right. Like, what's on the notation and what I'm playing, it's not feeling right. And then halfway through the song, I realize I'm not even playing the right drums. I'm playing this big bass drum thing that you hit with like the huge mallet, and I'm supposed to be playing the kettle drums. So that's how much of a clue I had about what I was doing.
Yeah.
But everybody has a first show, and that was mine. Luckily, I wasn't like the set drummer, and for a reason probably. But yeah, I got thrown into it pretty early. Probably due to the lack of population, but hey, it ain't much, but it's honest work.
Yeah, and you made it through it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I was in school and like junior high and band, I didn't really know what I was doing on the technical side of music. Like sometimes like I played saxophone in junior high. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to read notes. I would just like pretend and try to go along with everybody else and what they were doing and
Yeah.
try to make it seem like I knew what I was doing. But eventually I figured it out when I got to drum kit and band and I actually like took the time to, figure out what I was doing and how to read music and everything. And it feels pretty cool when you actually know how to read what's in front of you and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. How did you get involved with the orchestra? Like what made you want to join?
So after the first show, I was like, yeah, I want to keep doing this because, well, a few of my friends were in the orchestra playing trombone. So it wasn't like, it was more of just like an activity to hang out with friends, and the orchestra music was never, the passion for me, but that's just something to do with friends. So I was like, I'm gonna write this out and see what happens. And as the years went by and you get a little bit better, you're actually kind of like, yeah, this is cool. So that's how I stayed in it for a while, because it just turned into something that I grew up to like.
Yeah. So obviously it seems like you feel pretty good about being in the orchestra, especially because you have friends to do it with, right?
Yeah, it definitely helps because, well, you mentioned the difficulty of the notation and stuff. All the stuff that sucks, it's like the common enemy. So you can just, do if there's something to practice, you can practice with your friends like, oh, this sucks so bad. But then you go every week anyway, and it's fun.
Fun, and you have that support group, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. What was there a name for the orchestra, for the group or anything?
It was just the town's name and then the orchestra. So in Finnish, it's Toholammin Puhallinorkesteri. So a nice tongue twister for you
Yeah,
there.
I was just gonna say. If I try to pronounce that, my tongue's gonna be twisted, and I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to get it back.
Yeah, never recovered.
Yeah. Um, what kind of music did you guys play in the orchestra? Like, was it rock and metal and stuff, or more like
No,
traditional like Finnish music?
so it was a pretty traditional thing where it was movie scores and things like that. So a lot of focus on the instruments that are not as percussive, so like flutes and trumpets. And sometimes there would be like pop songs maybe arranged into the orchestra format, but I'd say it was pretty classical, but it was still fun for kids because it was like themes from movies that we knew and things like that. So yeah, not much rock, but it was still fun, I remember.
Nice. That's cool. So you went to music school, sorry, and that's how you got involved in the orchestra, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
What was the actual program for the music school like in comparison?
Mm, so at first I took like private lessons and then I applied to the conservatory and there you have the orchestra and you have a teacher who teaches the instrument and then you have some music theory classes and that's um, that's something that I should have put more focus in earlier because it's a big problem in my life right now. So if you guys who are listening are putting your kids to music school, make sure they do the theory homework because
Yes.
I'm screwed. But anyway, a little side note there. But yeah, it was music theory and then the solo classes and then orchestra.
Awesome. Were the classes very big?
Um, yeah, well, it seemed pretty big because we traveled to the school from our like smaller town into the city. So yeah, I think they were and bigger than they are now. I don't think as many kids from the area are getting into the program now. So yeah, there was a lot of my friends in there.
Nice. Um, what were your favorite things to learn while you were in school, would you say?
Mm, well, in school it was, um, I think it was just the challenge of we had to do a lot of prima vista, so you just get the note in front of you and you need to play what's on it. So I think that was the most motivating because as you got better, the whole thing was more easier and things went quicker and you actually got to a point where you could play songs like you mentioned. That's really motivating, even though um, you kind of hate the notation. It's still your friend. So that was probably the best, just learning how to sight read quicker.
Right. Did you do like a lot of drum? Was it school for drum specifically or just music in general?
Uh, there's like different paths in the school. So for me, it was the percussion that
Yeah,
was the most like dominant.
right. So did you play like a lot of practice pad and stuff?
Yeah, that's been something that I've been doing ever since I was a kid, and that's definitely helped
Oh,
too.
yeah, I love playing practice pad. I played practice pad this morning for a couple hours.
Oh, nice, good job.
Yeah, thanks. Um, it's really fun playing practice pad, especially when you get like a group of people working on the same thing too, like your orchestra. It's really motivating. And it's just
Yeah,
fun in general.
yeah, that's something I've gotten to experience later, um, like a drum group or drum line, I guess you guys would call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, and then you can apply it to the drum kit, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Uh, what were the biggest challenges you would say in school?
For me, it was the theory side because for many years I only played drums. So if um, if you have to sight read melody or analyze a chord progression, how are you gonna do that? You have no reference for what you're doing.
Yeah,
It's just like going to a math lesson, and uh, I don't hate it anymore. But as a kid, it was really like I never want to do this again.
yeah,
But now it's just um, I've gotten to respect it. I guess after picking up other instruments, but that was 100% the biggest challenge because that's most of it you couldn't apply to the drum kit, so it was really hard for me compared to the kids who played like piano and things like that.
yeah. Piano players, especially they already know already know how to do that and are just so good at it already, right?
Yeah,
At such a young age usually, and they only just get better
yeah,
at it. But I would say that would be the one of the most challenging things for me as well as sight reading because it's very difficult. You have to there's a lot to process with it. Like you're saying,
yeah,
chord progressions and the notes, and it's not easy to get. It takes you have to study it all the time to get better at it and be good at it, right?
yeah. And imagine you going to the first lesson after only playing drums, and then they are like, okay, now you need to form an A sharp augmented 13 chord or something like that. And then you're like, I what what's going on? I have no idea what you just said to me.
What the hell?
This is yeah.
What the hell are you speaking to me right now?
Yeah, it's like rocket science at
Yeah,
first.
rocket science, yeah, foreign language.
Yeah, it is like learning a language actually.
Yeah. Um, Anything you would change about the music program?
Mm, hard to say because I've had so many good teachers. Um, and well, I have one thing, but that's about the school I go to now, but not really about the education I had when I was younger, because I felt like there was a good balance of theory education and the instrument, and I feel like I got enough freedom to experiment with um, if I wanted to bring some song in that I wanted to learn. The teachers were always open to that. So I feel like in general in Finland the situation is pretty good, and um, yeah,
That's good. It seems like you have a lot of freedom to just kind of do your own thing, and it's not too strenuous where you don't have a mental breakdown.
yeah. I guess it depends on the uh, teacher too. Of course, there's some uh, who are maybe a bit more strict, maybe some classical teachers, where all of the students are depressed and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that. But
sure.
yeah,
I like that's very true. Um,
I I don't want to generalize, but every one of my friends now that grew up playing classical music, they they struggle.
yeah, no, I can see that.
Yeah,
Uh,
they hate music now.
what did
Yeah,
what do they say when like they say they're depressed? Like what did they say in regards to that?
it's such a grind, I think, from a young age that you need to practice like a top athlete to be like a classical piano player.
Yeah,
So I feel like that's something I didn't experience because I was just playing rock stuff on drums and, failing at the theory lessons. So it wasn't as strict for me as it was maybe for some of my friends.
yeah, it's strict. Plus, you more or less have to like make it your whole life, and you have to be doing
Yeah,
all the time, right? If you want to actually go somewhere with it. That's,
yeah.
that's
While you're not playing, you need to like play in your sleep.
yeah, like no life basically. That's where the depression comes from.
Yeah,
Music is life. Uh,
for sure.
are you done the program? Are you graduated, or you still have some to go?
Well, the program I was in before was meant for like 6 to I think 16 years old. So you get some sort of degree, but I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure if it counts for much. I think it's more of a hobby thing, But when I applied to this school now after when I graduated from like the mandatory stuff. In Finland, the mandatory stuff used to be from 6 years old to 16 as well. So then you have to apply to, uh, I don't know if it's equivalent to college in the US, but yeah, I applied to the music school, and that has the target of graduating you to be a professional. So uh, I went into that, but I forgot what the question was. I started rambling.
Oh, if you're still in music school or if you're graduated.
Yep. So I'm in the second part, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm more on the professional side. When as a kid the target was not as clear. There's some different things you can apply to. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but
More redefined, like more
yeah,
a concrete kind of layout, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So like what do you hope to like after you graduate, what do you hope to accomplish? Would you say like what are your kind of goals with it?
Well, after I graduate this December, I think I'm just gonna study more music, and I want to. Wait, I need to think about what I can say. Well, I want there to be a situation where, soon if I might start doing some music stuff that's gonna be very consuming in my life. I want there to be a balance in my life where it's maybe like some of it is studying music, so you have kind of a thing to return to. So and then your own artistic projects, because I don't want to just not do anything because, well, one, I don't have the financial stability for that, so I basically have to study so I can get support from the government.
Yeah.
Even though that's going downhill too, but anyway, yeah. Sorry, I started yapping a bit, but I want to study and do my own projects. So that's the plan right now.
Yeah, just like, keep moving forward with it and being able to support yourself to an extent with it.
Yeah.
Not let it consume you where you're depressed.
Yeah.
Have a balance. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So you were saying you got a lot of shows over the years.
Yeah.
You're mentioning the fear of using social media to get gigs. What makes it so fearful to you, if it is fearful to you, to use social media to get gigs?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm a bit, feel like I'm a bit shy in like presenting or selling myself. I think that's a common thing for a lot of musicians where it feels awkward to
Sorry, you
market.
cut off again. I don't know what's going on. Hold on a sec.
Is it good?
See if it. Hello?
Hello?
You did that to me a couple times on my last episode. I got to look into that and fix that.
Yeah.
Apologize.
Yeah, it's okay.
So yeah, go ahead with the fear of using social media. What makes it so fearful?
Yeah, well, I think the marketing, it's just, it feels unintuitive to me. Selling yourself, that sounded kind of wrong. Like selling the
Selling the body.
yeah, selling the services.
Yeah.
Yeah, you understand what I mean.
I do.
It feels strange at first, and as much as you can think about like not caring what people think, it's strange at first. People who know you, seeing you do some TikTok marketing campaign. It's like, oh, this is a bit embarrassing, but I need to do this. And everything feels so permanent. I feel like if you
Oh man,
start
cut out again.
posting,
Sorry. Hold on. Hoping this is the last time it does this.
yeah,
All right, I think we're good now.
yeah. So I think it just feels very permanent to me. Where if you start posting videos, then you're on this constant cycle of you need to post every day. You need to have this mindset of your life where you need to monetize everything you do. So before, if you walked outside and you were like, oh, that's a nice sunset, I want to look at it, you could. But now it's like, okay, I have 10 minutes to film a clip of me singing my song on this sunset. You don't. I feel like the phone is just kind of an extension of yourself. So you're constantly thinking of what new trend I can post to promote my music and stuff. So that's just something that I've never really got a routine in because it just feels strange.
Yeah, it kind of like what you're kind of explaining, like kind of it's like artificial in a sense. It's like kind of forced
Yeah,
and artificial, and you don't really like. It feels like something you don't really need to do, but like yeah, you're kind of forced to do it. It's like another job with a job you're trying to make happen.
yeah,
Yeah, if that makes sense. I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah, and you're trying to support that main job with another job, and you shouldn't have to do that.
yeah, yeah. It's just I don't know if it's just um, me being um, Finnish, but it's just I can't always put on that persona of like, hey, have you listened to my new song on TikTok? This is the song of the summer. I I just can't do that. I feel like I'm on the wrong path because of that sometimes because social media is such a big part of the path that I'm going to. So um, it feels difficult to stick to it sometimes.
Yeah. So in the music scene there, in Finland, you have to use social media if you want to, share and spread yourself and kind of get the word out there. Is it normal there?
Yeah, to a certain extent, uh, the local scene in here in like the middle of Finland, it's pretty active in social media. Bands post regularly, uh, and even bands that are formed like before they make a single song, they make an Instagram and do all of these things. And I'm just like, did you want to be a marketer or did you want to make music? And
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like some boomer, but it's just interesting to see that bands are doing, all of like 7 different social media accounts before playing a single show, and you know, it's uh, it's not wrong. It's just keeping up with the times.
Cut out again. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Um, yeah, I don't know what point it cut out.
Uh, you were just talking about? I missed the last part there.
Yeah, so it's not like I'm not saying it's wrong at all. It's just what you have to do in these times. You have to have that presence from day one to get noticed, I think. So you can get to a certain point from just with the spreading flyers, word of mouth. But if you actually want to grow, I think that is a must nowadays.
Yeah. You need a marketing job for your music job.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. How have you found like ways around that? Would you say
Um, I don't know if I have.
like
Um,
the fear of using social media, like finding ways around that fear and kind of adapting to it and finding your own ways to kind of get yourself out there, I guess.
uh, Pressure from my friends. That's number one
Yeah.
motivator. Fear. Um, yeah, there's been times where like um, there's been some big show coming up, and I've been really scared to do a post like, "Hey, come see us play," and then my friends have just been like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, just post that damn Instagram picture. Like, no one cares."
Yeah.
So that's just been like um, just the outside pressure sometimes helps. I'm not sure if that's the correct motivation, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, pressure, like you're saying, fear is a huge motivator to act and
Yeah,
make something, right?
yeah, it is.
Yeah. Um, you were saying you kind of wanted to talk about, getting gigs and booking gigs.
Yeah.
What's the best way to book gigs, like especially in the Finland music scene, would you say?
Well, if you're a band or an artist and you want to get gigs to restaurants or events, stuff like that, uh, the best is hitting them up in Instagram and email and doing like a good presentation. I feel like that goes a long way. People read their email really well in Finland. That's just something that uh, I've heard that in some countries people don't check it. I don't know if that's a thing or um, I'm lying to you, but I think email is the strongest. Probably it is the most professional, and if they don't respond in a few weeks, maybe you can call, but Finnish people then don't answer the phone, so the email is the best thing.
Yeah. Plus, email has been around forever, right?
Yeah,
Kind of like a foolproof thing. Like people are gonna read your emails and they'll reply back.
yeah,
You can count on it and it's reliable, right?
yeah. And of course, it helps if you know organizers. So an important thing is just going to shows or um, maybe organizing so show yourself. Just showing up to the events in the community, because if the people remember your face, it's much easier to book something because they're like, okay, this guy has been here before, so he's not just trying to rip us off or something.
No, for sure. Um, so I think that's almost everything I have for you. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about or share, any stories
Mm,
about the music scene or anything like that?
well, I had something in mind for like getting freelance gigs as a solo musician, like what I'm doing as a drummer playing for multiple projects. So if we have time, I could say something about that.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so well, uh, the school, obviously that's a great uh, kind of a springboard. Just play in every project that comes along for a while and see what you enjoy, what kind of people you like to play with. And once you guys graduate, people are maybe gonna call you up and be like, hey, can you do this gig and stuff like that. And well, the same thing I just said. So just show up to events, and uh, the most important thing is you have to be good to hang around with, because the days are long. Sometimes things go wrong. So you need to be the person who solves problems, and you're not a problem for the band who hired you. So,
Yes.
uh, so I'd say just play lots of different genres and uh, learn to accommodate to the band's needs that you're playing for. So just be a nice hang and um, play well. I guess that's just it. And if you say yes enough times, people are gonna start to rely on you, and they're gonna tell their friends that, hey, this guy, he always does the job on time, and you should hire him to maybe for a last minute gig, something like that. So even if it's really scary, like a last minute gig tomorrow or something, just say yes if you think you can do it. So they're gonna remember you if you show up. Just yeah. So show up to um, whatever you feel like is necessary.
Yeah, it's about, you know, doing the things that make you stand out and make you different from other people and things that people will notice, like you're saying with the chemistry and always saying yes and being reliable and not causing issues, solving issues, that's huge.
Yeah,
You want to make yourself likable and you want to make yourself just, you know, the guy that you can count on basically for anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing about always saying yes, if a gig was, maybe someone hired you and you felt like maybe you got kind of mistreated or the gig, they weren't good, then obviously don't do it again. So you also need to surround yourself with good people. So don't just say yes to everything out of like, oh my God, I won't be able to get gigs after this. But you need to find a group that works for you, so you know what kind of people you like to spend those long days with. So just building that network. It's the same for all countries, really. But yeah, just get your face out there and make yourself remembered.
Yeah, don't wait for the situation to be right for you. Make the situation right for you,
Yeah,
more or less. Yeah. That's very, I like that. That's really good. That's really informative, and I'm sure it'll help some other people on here listening to, understand the realities of trying to get gigs and what that comes with, and how to book as many as you can. I'm sure it'll help.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on here. It was a good talk. It was really cool to hear about the Finland music scene and what it has to offer. It's different.
yeah,
You're the first guest from across the world and from a different country, so it's really different. And it's just cool. It's awesome to have you on here. I appreciate
yeah. Thank you for having me, and you have a great show, and I'm gonna recommend it to people for sure. And yeah, if you're listening to this right now, it was nice working with Charles. So send him a message if you want to be on, I guess.
Yes, I really appreciate that. I'd love to have you back on. We could dive into some other stuff a little deeper next time.
Yeah,
That'd be really cool.
we can do an update later.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right, take care and
Yeah,
have a good rest of your weekend.
yeah, same for you.
See you later, Elias.
Bye.